Hello, pipe folks. MojoMilt's here. It's about 10 o'clock my time here, just outside of St. Louis, and thought before I ran off to bed tonight I'd shoot just a little video. Something like MojoMilt's Meanderings, which is really the title of my channel. Had a lot going on these days with Ruth Ann being out on disability, Mojo, Tabby, Juju. With dealing with that and trying to keep a business running. But even though we haven't gotten a definitive answer of what exactly it is, the health issue that Ruth Ann's having, you know, the weird thing about life is, if you allow me to wax philosophical here for a minute, the weird thing about life is it sucks that she's out on disability. It sucks the biggest part because she doesn't feel well. A lot of days are filled with pain, and the last couple days she just has not felt well at all. But the flip side of that, and you know, this is just my what's the word am I looking for? Selfishness. I like having her home. We set a goal this last year for me to build the business to a place where Ruth Ann could come home, not in the manner in which she came home this time, but where she could come home from work and work with me in the business, and the business would support us completely. And that goal is for March of 2013. The reason that's meaningful is that's the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary of when Ruth Ann started working for ALSA. She wanted to get that recognition. They have a recognition program for 10 years. Get that recognition and then leave. So we're working towards that goal, but we haven't quite reached it yet with the business. So the selfish side of me is glad that she's home because we work well together. I like having her here. She liked being here. And isn't that kind of weird about life? Sometimes the flip side of the penny is pretty cool. So the flip side of this penny is that I get to be with her every day, that she does on the days when she's feeling well enough. I'm not at a doctor trying to find out what's wrong. She helps me do what I do. And I like that. This last week, I had one of those flip side coins, pennies. The penny had dropped that I was having a shitty week business-wise. Not monetarily so much, although I need to add some more business. But just in the dealings with clients that I've had before, new clients that we're trying to bring on, and the clients that I'm dealing with on an everyday basis. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but in any client-based business, you're always going to have problems. So I was, last, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, some of you may remember I worked on this huge project where I wrote a 10,000 word course for one of my clients, which involved writing the script for 10 different videos and some action worksheets and stuff like that. It was right before we moved to where we're at right now. So I was in the process of writing this program and trying to get ready to move and all the rest of that. Some of you may remember that. Well, the client has taken, that's what 2 months ago, over 2 months ago, and the client has taken her sweet ass time to review it, which she supposedly was doing as I was writing it. Every script that I would write, my business partner and I would review it, and then we would send it to her, and supposedly she was reviewing it for any edits. And I did do some editing then. But last week she tells my business partner that she's not happy with it and wants me to rewrite 6 of the 10 scripts, which would be about 6,000, almost 7,000 words. Mind you, this is over 2 months after I wrote it the first time. Which taught me, by the way, just to end that story real quick, I basically told my business partner, it ain't happening. If she wants it rewritten, somebody else is going to do it. Or she's going to do it herself. Which, of course, didn't make my business partner very happy, but it's beside the fact. Still not doing it. That was Wednesday or Thursday, something like that, of last week. Either Thursday or Friday, I get an email from someone at a website called MojoMilt's, IDEAMENSCH, and I'll leave the link in the piss pot below. MojoMilt's in my industry, social media, local marketing in general, is a huge website that interviews the top people in the industry and then provides those interviews through a website called MojoMilt's. And I was talking with, at the point that I was talking with Susie from MojoMilt's, I didn't know she was from that. She also runs her own blog like I do. We were talking on Twitter. I do a lot of work on Twitter for my business and some personally as well. We were talking on Twitter, and that I mentioned the conversation that Susie and I were having in a blog post. She liked that. So on Friday of last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday, I find out that Susie works for MojoMilt's, and they want to interview me. Now, that may not mean a whole lot to you guys, but think of, what's the best way to consider MojoMilt's? MojoMilt's to the social media marketing field is like the Fortune 500 magazine is to business in general. If you're in Fortune 500, you've done something right. just to throw out a couple names that some of you may know, Gary Vaynerchuk has been interviewed by IdeaMensch. Seth Godin, who wrote Tribes and several other books, has been interviewed by them, with a lot of other well-known folks in my industry. The long and the short of it is, the flip side of the penny for me is that my business, and what I do on a daily basis is going to be a part of IdeaMensch in the next several weeks. That's a big thumbs up. That's really cool. And isn't that what life is like a lot of times? The good with the bad. The suck-ass, stupid-ass clients with the ones who appreciate you for who you are and what you do. Guys, my business is about 5 years old, 4 years old, something like that right now. And I am nowhere near some of the other people and some of the businesses that have been interviewed by IdeaMensch. But it's a testament to the fact that if you treat people right, and you give away more than you keep, and you're out to make a name for other people rather than for yourself, like I was for Susie, that an old saying that I've had that I learned from my mentor about 6 years ago is really true. And that idea is that what you give away, you get to keep. What you give away, you get to keep. And you know, isn't that true about what this pipe community is about? What you give away, you get to keep. How many videos have you watched of people opening yabos that are just huge, and all you did was just have a conversation and talk with somebody? I know I've had them, and I bet you guys have too. I think what Jason Dagner did for Ag's Mom 1 and for Jess, JVR Pipes. Jason knows that what you give away, you get to keep. So that's kind of my ramble, my meandering for tonight. Isn't life sometimes the combination of the flip side of the coin? One side shitty, the other side just really cool. Isn't this pipe community like that sometimes? Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes they're just people that are assholes. But then there are the Jason Dagners and so many others who understand that what you give away, you get to keep. Thanks, guys, for listening. I hope you have a great rest of the week and an absolutely amazing weekend. Love you guys. Love, peace, and bicycle grease. Mojo Meanderings on the way out.